Now,
Yeah.
we'll get into show the dystocia in a minute, but I just wanted to get your original thoughts, Jay, on all of this, because this is really, really a sad situation.
Yeah. So I remember hearing about this story. Of course, I live in Georgia, so it circulated around, and it was like early summer that I remember hearing. And I honestly thought that it had to be clickbait because it was too kind of horrible to think about,
Mm-hmm.
that um medical professionals would try to cover up something horrible, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
If the allegations are true, um and that is what happened, um taking away their license, jail time, literally for everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Because nursing staff, I don't care who was in the room, everybody in the room that decided, all of them together, that they were going to lie to this man and this woman about what happened to their child.
So
Um,
allegedly, there's more details to this case.
mhm,
Allegedly, the hospital pushed for early cremation. They decided against it. They wanted to
mhm,
bury the child, and the only reason why they found out is because the mortician was like, "Yo, why is this baby's head not attached?"
right.
And the family was saying, well, "What do you mean?" Because we saw the baby. The hospital
Mhm,
showed them the baby, like wrapped the baby up and showed them the baby. So allegedly, the hospital propped up the baby's head so that the parents wouldn't have known
yeah,
that the baby had been decapitated during the birth. And
yeah,
and the thing about the shoulder dystocia, like I said, it's a situation where your shoulders get caught up in the birth canal. It's way more complicated than that, but basically, they have to do a C-section.
yeah.
But they don't find out about this until as they're in the process of giving birth,
Yeah.
and they say it's pretty disgusting, but they say it's kind of like a turtle head, like the baby is trying to come out but can't because the shoulders are stuck, and that's when they
Mhm.
realize. That's when they immediately get all medical personnel, bring them to this room because they need to do immediate surgery, and that immediate
Yes.
surgery is a C-section because obviously you can't pull the baby out
Right.
um, the way this doctor tried to.
Yeah, and it's
And
not like they don't have different tools, suction, forceps, different ways of turning the baby to try to, it's not like there's not things like that, but I feel like when you get to the point where you're pulling so hard that, and there's too like, I'm sorry, at what point did this doctor, again allegedly, at
this is
what
alleged.
point are you saying, hey, I think we need to just go ahead and do the C-section because I cannot get the baby out without injuring you or the child?
Well, they know in that time from shoulder distortion, for what I've researched, they know immediately that's what it is.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, well, the baby's not coming out this way. We need to do a C-section. So I don't know what was going on with this doctor. I don't know, like to completely compress the baby C1 and C2 and pull the head off.
So
Um,
to be clear, I don't think that the head was completely severed. I think that his spinal column and vertebrae, and that, because I just can't imagine it. Like there's I
they said decapitated. What part of decapitated is your body? Your head is still stuck to your body,
well, now I gotta
and
look up.
and
Does
every
it
research,
mean does it
and
mean fully?
that's what decapitated means. That's what decapitated means. And I researched it because I was like, all right, this is the first article that I read. Let me see if I can find something else. But in every single article that I read, it said allegedly decapitated. And the gross thing about all this, allegedly, is that they propped the baby's head up
Yeah.
and showed the parents, just because the parents wanted to see the body. That's not uncommon for you to give a stillbirth or for the baby to die right after birth, for the family to want to see the body. There's something cathartic that goes along
Yeah.
with that. So that's not uncommon for people out there who have never had kids or never had known anybody that's ever gone through something like this. That's not uncommon. But for the hospital to allegedly push for an early cremation, and then prop it up. And it was the mortician saying, hey, this baby head ain't attached to his body. What happened?
Right. Right.
And every single article that I researched for this said these same things, allegedly.
I
Or
can't.
the articles didn't allegedly say this. They said that, but all of it
Yeah.
said these situations surrounding them was allegedly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I couldn't imagine losing a child and then find out that you lose a child. And this happens because the
Yeah.
mortality rate in this country is, I think I was reading a statistic that said the mortality rate in this country is higher than any any first world country. Like established countries that are first world, everybody talks about these third world countries, but established countries that are first world, like our mortality rate is extremely high.
Mm.
Higher than most. And you look at situations like this and you just say, what the hell? Right? I'm sure this isn't the
Yeah.
first time and it's not just the doctor. There are nurses, there are people there. It's not just a doctor delivering the baby by itself. There are nurses there,
Yeah. There are
right?
people in the room.
There are people in the room.
Yeah.
So it's heartbreaking. I feel for the Taylor, and what's the baby's name?
Trayvon.
Um, Well,
Trayvon.
no, not the baby, the child, because she's young, the mother, Jessica
Jessica.
Ross. I
Mhm.
feel for
And
Jessica and
and
Trayvon Sr.
senior. Yeah.
And
I
that's just a sad story.
if this is really truly what happened, if the allegations are correct, I hope that their child and them, that they get justice, because that's unimaginable.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.